Now somebody is not telling the truth here. Hello everyone. Welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time here, my name is Rita. I hope you all are having a fantastic week so far. So I stumbled across a very interesting story out of Detroit. So apparently a man on the west side, if I'm not mistaken, of Detroit shot an intruder. So this intruder was captured on a Ring doorbell, yelling at the homeowner about owing some money or something. And next thing you know, the guy kind of went back and forth with him like, hey man, I don't know what you're talking about. Well, next thing you know, the guy tries to climb through or comes through this man's window and the man shoots him dead. Now, here is the interesting part of this story. There were two reports on this. And I'm going to play them both for you. There was one report from Fox 2 Detroit and another report from ABC in Detroit. And I'm going to play both of these. And we're going to talk a little bit afterward about what is going on with these two very different news reports about what actually happened. So here is the one from Fox 2 Detroit.
Dave.
That's right, Tara, and I had a chance to speak with that homeowner this evening. He says he's lived in that house for the past 20 years and 8 years ago decided to buy a gun. Now he's taken some lessons on how to handle that firearm, and today those lessons were put into action.
I had to do what I had to do to save my life.
Meso Jackson awoke around 4:30 Tuesday morning to a man pounding on his door and yelling. Parts of the encounter captured on his Ring doorbell camera at his home on Salem Street on Detroit's west side.
Talking about somebody owe him some money or something. I say, ain't nobody owe you no money. I don't know what you talking about.
Jackson says he tried to reason with the man from inside his house.
He wouldn't leave, so I dialed 911.
While he waited for police, he said things escalated from there.
He went around the window back there, bust that window out.
Fearing the destruction wouldn't stop, Jackson then armed himself.
Came outside and said, man, you gotta leave. You can't be doing this. So you gotta leave. So he had his gun. He had reached for his gun. He pulled his gun out, and I had to defend myself. So I had to shoot him. I did because of that.
Firing 4 shots, they hit the man in the chest, killing him.
It was me or him at that point. I didn't want to hurt nobody, but he just wouldn't quit.
When police did arrive, Jackson says he followed their orders, led away in handcuffs for questioning.
He threatened to kill me.
Knowing he was a lawful gun owner and also aware that police had an investigation to do.
I'm like shocked this guy wouldn't leave, and he trying to kill me, and so I didn't do nothing to the guy. I'm like, that's a part that was kind of sad.
Hopeful that the law would be on his side once police heard his story.
You can't help but defend yourself. You ain't got no choice but to.
And sharing his story with us, hoping that someone might take away a lesson or two from his encounter.
You got to be on guard. You got to be prepared. You can't just let people run you over, hurt you, and don't do nothing about it. You got to defend yourself.
Okay, so we got that one all squared away. So as we can see, the man, is talking about what went on. They are questioning him, whatever, right? Okay, so we have his side right there. Now I'm going to play the one from ABC Detroit.
Good evening. Thank you for joining us here at 5. I'm Brian Abel. What a homeowner describes as an attempted home invasion ends in a fatal shooting. The 62-year-old homeowner says he and his girlfriend had no choice but to shoot the man whom they know when he showed up at their house overnight in a neighborhood near McNichols and Telegraph on Detroit's west side. 7 Action News reporter Kimberly Craig spoke with the homeowner and joins us live now with his side of the story. Kim?
Yes, Brian. Now, the homeowner says he knows this man through his girlfriend, and he says the man has always been nice, but that he was anything but that early this morning.
I'm scared like crazy, yo. I am scared like crazy, I am. Because I never seen him in that behavior before. It was totally off character.
He doesn't want to show his face, and we'll call him James, and he wants people to know that he never wanted to take a man's life. But trouble came around 4:30 this morning. It was a man in his 40s who believed James's live-in girlfriend owed him some money.
I said, you're going to get your money, man. Just calm down. Just calm down. You're going to get your money. I don't care. I want my stuff now.
James, who's 62 years old, said the acquaintance who had always been friendly was now angry, belligerent, and armed with a gun with which he allegedly fired 2 shots while threatening to kill James and his girlfriend.
So now already you already know what the differences are, right? You can already tell. Number one, in the first one, in the Fox 2 Chicago one, they actually see the man's face. The man didn't seem to be afraid like the ABC one had a person on there who they say was the homeowner who was afraid to show his face, but suddenly on the other news report, he showed his face, no problem. No mention in the Fox one, no mention of knowing the intruder. Talked about how everyone needs to protect themselves, right? How this man actually got training and decided to buy a fire this thing 8 years ago because he wanted to protect himself and feels like everybody should protect themselves from intruders, from people who want to do them harm. But as you can see, that second report had an unknown face, wouldn't say who it was, and then threw in that it was a friend of his. He and his girlfriend knew the guy. So it seems to me that the ABC News is trying to make this a domestic situation. See, they are trying to make it domestic because if you make it domestic, then maybe somebody could look at the situation and say, well, maybe he and his girlfriend should pick better friends, right? But the fact that this man went on the other news channel and talked about it being a self-defense, see, so the story flipped. So obviously, it seems to me that the ABC Detroit one spun the story because they didn't want to talk about the fact that this man is a legal gun owner who followed protocol when the police came to his house, gave them no problems because he's a legal gun owner who was defending his house. No. ABC wants to make it seem like it was a domestic situation and that it was domestic and he and his wife knew the guy and all of this stuff, but wouldn't show the man's face. So we don't know if this is the same man or not. This could be a completely different person. I'm just saying the lengths by which these news organizations the hoops that they'll jump through to try to push their ideology or their agenda or their political position. Obviously, they're steering away from the fact that this was a self-defense situation and they're trying to make people think that this was a domestic altercation. Obviously, because you make it just about, hey, everybody should be able to defend themselves, then that's different from, hey, we knew this person and it was a domestic squabble, right? So that's how they try to spin it. I just thought this was very interesting and wanted to share this with you. What do you guys think? Am I looking at this the wrong way? Is it a possibility that maybe the man interviewed with ABC first and then decided after that, no, I'm not scared. I'm going to show my face. And did he just simply not disclose that he knew the intruder to the Fox News people, but felt like he wanted to keep? I mean, it seems to me like he's leaving bits and pieces out of the story on both news channels. Either he's leaving it out, which doesn't seem to me, or the news networks are painting the stories up, specifically the ABC one, because we have a man on there with no face and no name, no face person sitting there telling a story saying, I knew the person and we were scared. We knew him and we're sorry that this had to happen, making it domestic. So we don't even know if that was the same man. That's all. The voice seemed a little different to me. I don't know. What do you guys think about this? I thought it was really crazy when I saw this and I'm like, this is insane. They're actually, clearly to me, it looks like they're trying to push an agenda, an anti-self-defense agenda. But what do you think? Let me know in the comments what you guys think about this news story. And have you come across news stories like this where, there's one news story, of course, I'm sure you have, but I'm just curious, like, how often do you come across these things where you're looking at one news story and then all of a sudden you see another one and the story is completely different? Not just a headline, but an actual news story where they claim to have the actual person in an interview right there. Anyway, let me know your thoughts. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. And until next time, ciao.